On one hot summer day, two best friends are sitting on a beach watching their last sunset together. As I and my best friend Angel are packing our cars, we talk about next summer and what we want to do and go. We both agree that the lake near Angel's house is so pretty and peaceful. As I drive home, I get a text from her. It is a picture of her and her dad. They don't live far from the beach, so I go and visit a lot. We rented hotel rooms on the beach for a week, but that has ended now. I guess I go back to my boyfriend. As I get home, I see a car in my driveway. I say that's not my boyfriend's car and it's not his friend's, so who is it? I walk in and catch him cheating on me with his ex-girlfriend Lisa, so I drive away in silence. When I get to my brother's house, I go to sleep immediately. The next morning my ex tries to call me, but I don't answer. I go to work as always, but then I get an emergency call from an Angel. She talks too fast. All I understand is my dad, help me. I think there's someone in my house to help, so I go right over. It takes 2 days to get there, so she stays on FaceTime with me the entire time. She grabs a bunch of food and locks herself in her room. It doesn't seem fake, so I rush. When I finally get there, she lets me in. I go straight to looking. I find nothing, so we go to bed. She wakes me up in the middle of the night and says, "Do you see that?" and point to the corner of her room. I say, "Yeah, why?" Then she says, "I don't have a coat rack in that corner. If that was what you were thinking it was, what is it?" I say. She says, "The man." I say, "What's the man?" "He visits me sometimes. I don't know what it is, but it scares me." I say, "Probably nothing," and we go back to sleep. In the morning we eat breakfast, and then I call a register. She uses sage and other things to get any bad spirits out. But that night it comes back. The morning I tell her about my ex, then I see her garden. It is full of dead flowers and fruit. I say I will take care of that and get to work. Then this very nice and handsome man comes to offer help. I say, "Sure." Then he asks, "Are you Angel's friend?" I say, "Yes." Then ask, "How do you know her?" He says, "She's an old friend." "Oh, cool." Then Angel says, "You need to come see this." We both rush to her. It is a big stain in the corner of her wall. She starts to cry. I say, "Hey, can you stay the night please?" And the man says, "Sure." That night a weird thing started to happen. Lights flicker, things disappear, and then reappear. But then it all stops. We go to sleep, and when we wake up we smell a horrible smell. It smells like dead fish. So for years, the stench gets so bad that they decide to destroy the house. When they do that, they find a man, a woman, and 10 kids all rotten to death. So then, my friend built a new house, and that night it got finished. Someone burnt it down, and my friend sadly died with the fire. So that night, in honor of her, we had a funeral. But something dramatic happens. The whole thing burned down, and I was the only survivor. So years later I decided to build a house right where the funeral was. Then weird stuff started to happen. I was so scared I asked my brother to come and visit. That's when it happened. That night my brother realized he had moved, so he did not live far. I went to go get water when I saw him, the man and Angel I saw years ago. I yelled, "What do you want? Why are you here? Why did you kill her?" I burst out crying. That's when my brother walked in and said, "What the freak is?" Then a big tentacle came out of nowhere and grabbed him and pulled him back with no hesitation. I ran as fast as I could, but then it grabbed me while I was being pulled back, and I rushed to find a knife. I could not find any, but at the last second, I grabbed scissors. I cut the tentacle. Blue blood goes everywhere. At that moment, I ran very fast. Faster than my legs could handle. I fall to the ground, and then the man tries to walk outside, but he gets stuck like he can't come outside. I take that as an advantage. I will try to kill it once and for all. He can't come outside, so I make a plan to run inside and grab my gun before he can get me. I run upstairs, but then I see Angel sitting on the bed. Then she said, "Join me." As I grab the gun, she pounces at me. I run down the stairs and out of the house, so I know he can shapeshift. What else can he do? I say. I finally decide to run in and find him, so I do so. When I find him, he is in the basement. I quietly go down, but he hears me. He turns around and says, "Join me." I say no and shoot him. He doesn't die, but gets hurt. I shot and shot and shot. And finally, he dies. Then the walls start to shake and the light starts to flicker. Then all of a sudden everything stops, and I walk out to the lake. I see the moon reflecting on the lake. It is so beautiful. The end.